brothers in DKE, we march along tonight. Two by two.
Greetings, everyone, and thanks for joining our video presentation today called The Impact of DKE. My name is Doug Lanfer, and it's my honor to serve as DKE's Executive Director. We're here to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of DKE members through the years and the impact they've had and continue to have on the world in which we live. After our founding 175 years ago, DKE's destiny was to have a major impact on arts and entertainment, business, medicine, law, athletics, government, science, and every other imaginable field. DKEs would go on to build, create, teach, discover, and innovate their way into history, making DKE the most influential and admired Greek fraternity. So let's take a few minutes to chronicle and celebrate the astonishing achievements of DKE members through the years. We've won Oscars, Emmys, Tonys, and Pulitzer Prizes. We've received more Rhodes Scholarships than any other fraternity. We've won Nobel Prizes. Most recently, Jim Allison in medicine, who's making such great strides towards curing cancer and saving lives as he does. We've had dozens of college presidents, including 2 in a row at Yale, 3 in a row at Amherst, and currently UT Austin and Colorado Boulder. We've won World Series, Stanley Cups, and Super Bowls. We've won college football national championships. We've been commissioners, owners, general managers, coaches, MVPs, Hall of Famers, and first-round draft choices. Let's look at some of the innovations DKEs are responsible for in football. One of the first college coaches to use the forward pass was a DKE. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame in the Pioneers section. The great DKE Paul Brown changed the game in a big way. Besides winning 4 NFL championships, he was the first to use game film in practice. He was the first to hire full-time assistant coaches. He invented the modern face mask, and he invented the draw play. Perhaps most importantly, Coach Brown was a pioneer in integrating the NFL. And here's a fun fact: the only pro sports franchise named after a person is the Cleveland Browns, named after Paul Brown. The great Hall of Famer Tom Landry, another giant in the sport of football, invented the Flex 4 defense that helped lead the Cowboys to 2 Super Bowls and is still in use today. Coach Landry won 250 games, and in one of those 2 Super Bowls he won, his star running back was a DKE. Moving on for football, the guy who invented the catcher's mask was a DKE. We've won Olympic gold medals and a Heisman Trophy. We've won US Opens in tennis. We've designed and built legendary golf courses, including Pebble Beach, where the US Open was held as recently as 2018. We have a World War I ace pilot. We have a Gettysburg Monument. We've won more presidential medals of honor than any fraternity. 8 airports are named after DKEs, including Indianapolis. And speaking of naming things after DKEs, the champion racehorse Man o' War was named after DKE, as was the Belmont Racetrack. Let's turn our attention to music. The greatest songwriter of the 20th century was a DKE. We brought rock and roll to TV every week with American Bandstand and on New Year's Eve. A DKE started the Hard Rock Cafe. A DKE was CEO of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the current CEO of the Country Music Hall of Fame is a DKE. A DKE discovered the Dixie Chicks, and he now manages the career of Tim McGraw, whose music was on the airwaves more than any other artist in 2019. We've been CEOs of many major firms. Here are just a few: Kraft, Coca-Cola, US Tobacco, Xerox, Union Pacific, AT&T, IBM, and currently at Bloomberg, Boeing, and FedEx. We were the first to the North Pole and the 4th to walk on the moon. Both of these great explorers brought DKE flags with them. Speaking of outer space, the first 7 Apollo missions were flown while a DKE was running NASA. The planet Pluto was named after a DKE for his work leading to its discovery. His initials were PL. The lead engineer on the Golden Gate Bridge was a DKE, so was the architect of the Pontiac Silverdome. We created the technology that led to the invention of motion pictures. We've been spies, FBI agents, ambassadors, and diplomats. In US history, there have been 25 CIA directors. 2 of them were DKEs, including the first one. The first director of Canada's spy agency was a Deke. We've had 3 secretaries of state. We've started airlines. We invented the overnight package delivery service. Dekes were editors or publishers of magazines such as Time, Life, Newsweek, and Reader's Digest, and many other magazines and newspapers. We've run Major League Baseball. Dekes were big on Wall Street, Fifth Avenue and Madison Avenue. The hit TV series Mad Men was based on a Deke. 2 actors in that show were Dekes, and 1 character played a Deke. Dekes have been labeled the father of American football, the father of sociology, the father of modern neurosurgery, the father of modern vaccines, and the father of the credit card. 4 Supreme Court justices have been Dekes, including Judge Kavanaugh. We've had 50 or more governors, over 50 senators, and over 140 representatives. And Deke has had 5 presidents of the United States. The next closest fraternity has 2. Between the years 1974 and 2009, there were 6 United States presidents. 3 of them were Dekes. And from 1989 to 1993, Dekes again made history when the president and vice president were in the same fraternity. First and only time that's ever happened in US history. Now that is an astonishing list of accomplishments for one fraternity, far beyond the proportions of our size, wouldn't you say? It demonstrates the breadth of impact that Deke has had on our world since our humble beginnings in a classroom at Yale College in June of 1844. What those 15 sophomores envisioned that day was a brotherhood where that candidate most favored is he who combines in the most equal proportions the gentleman, the scholar, and the jolly good fellow. So to all the gentlemen, scholars, and jolly good fellows with us today, let's take a moment to honor those who've gone before us and make a pledge to the Dekes of the future that we will strive to uphold the principles established by our founders so that Dekes' greatness continues long into the future. Vive la DKE.
Let every good fellow of every degree, vive la DKE. Now drink to the health of DKE, vive la DKE.